good friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria. Today I would like to share with you how I made some teacups. I am going to be using a smooth foam ball and I'm going to cut it in half. Next, I'm going to make sure that my clay is well conditioned before I begin to roll it out. And as long as I do not hear any popping or my clay is not sticky, and my clay not being sticky, then I'm going to begin to roll it out. If I see any bubbles there, then I'm just going to use my rolling pin, and that should help me roll that air out of there. All right, so here I have about, I would say, 12-inch long clay that I rolled out. Not to worry, I'm not going to use that. I'm actually going to use like I would say probably 10-inch, and that's going to be enough to cover my entire ball. And I am going to be using also a flexible clay cutter. And first I'm going to do is just make sure that I measure the amount of clay that I'm going to be needing, and once I have that, I'm going to put to the side. I'm going to put that to the side, and then I'm going to do the top of my tea, which is going to be teacup, which is going to be coffee or very dark tea. I would like to welcome all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much, guys, for subscribing to my channel and for taking this journey with me. Also, I would like to give thanks to all of my followers who in the last video posted a comment, and thank you for your feedback, guys. Thank you for supporting me and for understanding. And I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. You guys are the best I could ever wish for as subscribers and as friends. So thank you again. So I want to make sure that I do not roll out the clay too thin. The bends that I have on my rolling pin helps me do just that. And now I am going to make sure that the piece that I cut out is the same size as the flat part of the ball, because I do not want it to be too thin. I'm sorry, not too thin, but too small. If it is just a couple of inches small, then what I'm going to do, I am going to just flatten it down a bit and then just start pulling it to, outward. This way I make sure that there's no part of the foam showing. I am going to secure it with crafting glue, and that should keep it from lifting up after it dries up. So now that I added the top part, I am going to gently start pressing it down, and then I'm going to start pulling my clay outward. This way, if any part of the foam shows, I'm going to be able to make sure that I cover that part up. Then I am going to go in with the blue clay, and I'm going to start shaping my teacup. Again, you want to make sure that whenever you roll out your clay, you do not roll it out too thin, because if you do, and it just happens to be, let's say, a cookie that you're doing, and if you roll it out too thin, then your cookie, once it starts drying up, it's going to start lifting up, and then when it dries completely, you're going to see that it's lifted and it's not going to be flat. So this is why it's always best that you have little rubber bands, or as the one that I'm showing here on my rolling pin, that would actually help you from rolling your clay too thin. Also, another thing, if you add two pieces together like the way I'm doing here, two different colors, you want to make sure that you place them exactly where you want them, because once you place them, they will and if you mess up, they'll just get stuck together, and then you try to pull them apart, and that's just going to rip up your piece. So now that I'm adding the blue part of my the clay to shaping my cup, I'm going to try to move as fast as I can, because I feel that the clay is starting to dry, and once it dries, it's going to be hard for me to get any type of marks or lines or dents or what have you out of the cup, and then that's just not gonna look good. So this is also why you see I try to go as fast as I could, with it trying, from preventing it from drying on me, at the same time trying to work as fast as I could. And this part was a bit tricky when it comes to placing it down, because I did not want to flatten the top part of the cup. I wanted my cup to look like the coffee was not all filled up all the way to the top, so it was a bit hard to do this part. And then here you see me that I'm just rolling it back and forth, gently trying to roll out some of those lines that I had created. So once I have all of the lines out as best as I can, then I am going to go in and start adding the bottom part of the cup. But first I'm going to add some cute designs. And then here what I'm doing, again, I'm conditioning my clay, but I'm getting it ready because I want to add a handle to it. This was actually kind of exciting because I had so many designs in my mind that I wanted to go with, and the one I chose to go with is almost like a snake pattern type. I do not know if there's an actual name for it or not, but as you can see, I did make the handle a little bit too long, but that's fine because I just went in with my pair of scissors and I cut out the piece. And the design, like I said, looked like an S, not like a snake, but an S. Well, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, this was like I said, I think it was the most exciting part of me making the teacup, because of trying to figure out which design that I wanted to add on it. And now you can see little dots that I made, and very simple. I use a baker's icing tip, and it doesn't really matter what size, just as whatever size you want to make yours if you choose to do this. And yeah, this is what I did. I used the top and I used the bottom part of the tip, and this is how cute it's coming out. So now I'm just going to add the bottom part, and this was very simple part right here to do. And this is how much fun I had. I actually made two of them. I made a blue one, and I also made the pink one. And I mean, this was incredible easy. It did take me a bit, because I was trying to figure out how I wanted my teacups to look, and this is what I chose. So yeah, I hope I inspire you guys to want to do your own little teacups. I also have other ideas that I want to add to my teacups, but of course that's going to be another video. Otherwise, this will be a very, very long video. And you know how I feel about videos being way too long, at least for myself. I don't mind anyone else, of course, if it's their videos, if that's what they like, great. But I like to go in there, show you as fast as I can, and explaining it at the same time, and yeah, but this is what I chose to do with these teacups. They were really easy. Now here I am making some roses for my pink teacup, and this is again extremely easy. All I did was again use a icing tip. I made little holes, or I cut little holes out, and then laid four, one on top of each other, rolled it up, and then I used a pair of scissors, and instead of one rose I got two roses from them. And then I went ahead and added to my teacup all the way around. I was thinking about adding some green leaves, but I don't know if I still want to do that. I'm still debating, but we'll see at the end if I chose just to keep it like this, or if I chose to add some green leaves. Okay, so every teacup needs its saucer, and that's what I'm going to make. I'm going to make one for each teacup. After I rolled out my clay here and made the saucer, I realized that it was way too thin, so I had to redo that again, and I'll show you just in a minute. So here are some cookies that I also made. I think these look so adorable. I don't know which ones I'm going to use just yet, but I'll see after I put everything together. So these roses are the same way that I made the ones on my teacup. And here are the cookie cutters that I use for my cookies. And this waffle pattern cookie, I love this one, how it looks so cute. And I just use my rulers to mark the lines, you know, to give it that design of a waffle. Okay, and then here is my teacup. I chose to just leave it with the roses, and then of course I added some sugar cubes. A teacup cannot be without its sugar cubes. And then here is the other. I really love this handle. So my friends, if you have noticed, this is also the end of the video. Thank you so much for stopping by, and until the next time, stay safe, be kind, bye.